Easy creative gardening ideas. Design the perfect miniature home garden. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this inspiring journey into the world of creative gardening and modern home design. Today, we are going to explore not just gardens as green corners of our homes, but as essential elements of architecture, lifestyle, and personal identity. This is not simply about planting flowers or arranging pots. It is about designing experiences, crafting atmospheres, and shaping environments that reflect who we are and how we want to live. In the 21st century, home design is no longer confined to walls, ceilings, and interiors. A true home is an ecosystem, a living, breathing space where architecture, furniture, technology, and nature coexist in harmony. Within this ecosystem, the garden, whether large or small, emerges as the vital link that connects human beings to the natural world. Think of a home without greenery. It may appear polished, sleek, and functional, yet it risks feeling sterile and lifeless. Now picture the same space with a carefully designed miniature garden. Instantly, the atmosphere shifts. Suddenly, there is movement in the leaves, fragrance in the air, softness underfoot, and a sense of calm that radiates throughout the environment. This is the magic of creative gardening. It transforms spaces, moods, and lifestyles. One of the most fascinating trends in recent years is the rise of miniature gardens. Compact, efficient, and deeply personal, miniature gardens offer the opportunity to experience the beauty of nature even in limited urban spaces. Apartments, townhouses, rooftop terraces, and even small balconies can all host thriving gardens when creativity and design principles come together. A miniature garden is not simply a collection of small plants. It is a microcosm, an intentional arrangement that captures the essence of a landscape within a confined area. Imagine a tiny Zen corner with raked sand, bonsai trees, and pebbles evoking the tranquility of a Japanese temple courtyard. Picture a Mediterranean-style setup with herbs in terracotta pots, lavender blooming, and white stones glowing in sunlight. Or visualize a futuristic garden with sleek metal planters, vertical green walls, and lighting that makes the space come alive at night. In every form, the miniature garden becomes a mirror of personal style, cultural influences, and modern aspirations. It is design distilled into its purest form, functional beauty within limited space. When we speak of gardens today, we are no longer discussing them as decorative afterthoughts. In contemporary architecture, gardens are structural and conceptual components of the design. They influence layouts, lighting, ventilation, and even the psychology of space. Architects increasingly collaborate with landscape designers from the earliest stages of planning. The result is homes where interiors and exteriors merge seamlessly. Large glass doors open into green patios. Courtyards act as natural lungs in the center of buildings. Vertical gardens climb facades, shading and cooling homes naturally. Rooftop gardens reduce heat and provide edible plants for households. This approach reflects a global trend, the integration of sustainability into design. Homes are no longer just shelters. They are organisms that adapt to climate, conserve resources, and support healthier living. In this context, gardening, especially miniature gardening, serves as a practical and aesthetic solution. It provides shade, reduces stress, improves air quality, and nurtures biodiversity, all while elevating the beauty of the home. Every garden tells a story, and that story is as unique as the person who designs it. Some prefer the wild, untamed charm of naturalistic gardens with grasses, wildflowers, and uneven stone paths. Others favor the precise order of geometric designs, with symmetrical hedges, manicured lawns, and structured layouts. Then there are those who embrace minimalism, clean lines, a few statement plants, and carefully chosen textures that speak louder than abundance. Miniature gardens amplify this storytelling by demanding clarity of vision. With limited space, every choice matters. The selection of plants, containers, ground cover, lighting, and even accessories such as fountains or sculptures must align with the theme. It is in these choices that creativity blossoms. Consider the popular trend of mixing architecture with edible landscaping. Imagine a balcony filled not just with flowers, but with herbs, cherry tomatoes, strawberries, and peppers. Beauty and functionality blend as the garden provides both visual delight and fresh ingredients for the kitchen. Or think of a courtyard where tropical palms sway gently, framing modern furniture in neutral tones, creating a resort-like ambiance within a city apartment. In this way, gardening becomes a medium of self-expression, just like art, fashion, or interior design. It tells visitors who you are, what you value, and how you live. Across the world, we see fascinating trends shaping the way people design their homes and gardens. Among them is biophilic design, a philosophy that emphasizes humans' innate connection to nature, using natural materials, daylight, plants, and water features to nurture well-being. Another is sustainable landscaping, which prioritizes native plants, efficient irrigation, and recycled materials, offering resilience and cost savings. Vertical and hanging gardens are transforming walls and balconies into lush canvases. Smart gardening introduces technology, automated irrigation, hydroponics, and soil sensors, making it easier to cultivate with precision. And wellness gardens focus intentionally on mental health, using calming plants such as lavender and bamboo alongside tranquil water features. These trends show us that gardening is no longer a hobby for weekends. It is part of global design discourse, influencing architecture, wellness, and even the future of cities. Beyond their aesthetic appeal, gardens serve as sanctuaries. They are spaces of retreat from the speed and pressure of modern life. Stepping into a garden, whether it is a spacious yard or a small corner with 3 potted plants, creates an instant shift in mood. Stress levels decrease, creativity increases, and a sense of calm returns. This emotional resonance explains why gardens are integral to the future of home design. In a world dominated by screens and surrounded by density, green spaces are precious. They remind us of rhythms older than technology, of cycles of growth and renewal. They ground us in the present moment. Creative gardening is not an afterthought, nor a luxury reserved for those with ample space. It is an essential, versatile, and highly expressive component of home design that aligns with both current needs and future visions. It is how we transform our homes into ecosystems, our lifestyles into statements, and our everyday spaces into sanctuaries of beauty and peace. Designing a miniature garden is an art of balance between imagination and practicality. To begin with, the layout must be carefully considered, even if the available space is very limited. The first principle is zoning. Just as an architect divides a house into rooms with specific functions, a gardener should divide a small space into sections that serve different purposes. There may be an area for greenery, a section for water elements, and another for seating or decorative features. Even a balcony can be organized in this way, transforming a flat surface into layers of experiences. Once zones are defined, circulation becomes the next element. In larger gardens, paths and walkways guide movement, but in miniature gardens, circulation is suggested by arrangement and perspective. A winding line of stones can imply a path, while the orientation of plants can direct the eye toward a focal point. Good circulation ensures that the garden feels natural rather than cluttered, spacious rather than cramped. Plant selection is one of the most critical steps in this process. The choice should be guided by both environmental conditions and thematic goals. Sunlight, humidity, and wind exposure determine what can thrive, while aesthetic vision shapes the palette. For example, a modern home may call for sleek plants with architectural forms, such as succulents, ornamental grasses, or tropical foliage with bold leaves. In contrast, a rustic home might benefit from herbs, wildflowers, and soft greenery that evokes simplicity and warmth. Colors play an equally important role. Green is the foundation, but the addition of flowering plants introduces rhythm and drama. A limited palette often works best in miniature gardens, perhaps focusing on 2 or 3 dominant hues. For instance, white and purple blooms may create a calming, meditative mood, while red and orange flowers bring vibrancy and energy. Color can also be coordinated with the home's interior or exterior design, ensuring harmony between indoor and outdoor spaces. Texture is another dimension that gives depth and character. Smooth leaves contrast with spiky ones, delicate blooms balance heavy foliage, and rough stone enhances the softness of moss. These contrasts engage the senses and prevent monotony. In miniature gardens, texture is particularly important because space is constrained, details become magnified, and subtle variations are noticed more easily. Lighting, often overlooked, is essential for elevating the garden into a dynamic feature of the home. During the day, natural sunlight creates changing shadows that give life to the plants. At night, artificial lighting can be strategically placed to highlight focal points, illuminate pathways, or create a dramatic silhouette. Warm lights produce intimacy and relaxation, while cool lights accentuate modern lines. Solar-powered fixtures and smart lighting systems allow flexibility and sustainability, aligning with current technological trends. Furniture and accessories integrate the human dimension into the garden. Even in a miniature setup, a single chair, a bench, or a small table transforms the garden from a visual composition into a living space. The key is proportion. Furniture should complement rather than overwhelm. Accessories such as water fountains, sculptures, lanterns, or even simple clay pots provide accents that reinforce the theme. In a Zen-inspired garden, a stone lantern may anchor the design. In a contemporary setup, sleek metallic planters may become the focal points. Water features deserve special mention. The sound of flowing water, even from a small tabletop fountain, brings a sense of calm and movement. Reflective surfaces of water double the beauty of plants and lights, creating illusions of depth and space. Moreover, water contributes to the sensory richness of the garden, appealing to sight, sound, and touch simultaneously. One of the most innovative aspects of miniature garden design today is verticality. By using walls, trellises, shelves, and hanging planters, designers can multiply available space and introduce visual layers. Vertical gardens also improve air quality, reduce heat, and serve as natural insulation for buildings. A single green wall on a balcony can turn an ordinary apartment into an extraordinary living environment. Technology has made gardening more accessible than ever. Automated irrigation systems deliver water efficiently without waste. Smart sensors track soil moisture, light levels, and temperature, sending data to mobile devices. Hydroponic and aeroponic systems allow plants to grow without traditional soil, perfect for urban environments where space and resources are limited. These solutions not only make gardening easier, but also align with the futuristic direction of home design. Edible gardens are another powerful trend. Imagine a small garden that provides fresh herbs for cooking, leafy greens for salads, or strawberries for dessert. Beyond convenience, edible gardens connect people with the origin of their food, encouraging healthier lifestyles and reducing reliance on industrial supply chains. They also symbolize a sustainable future where homes generate part of their nourishment. Cultural influences enrich the diversity of garden design. In Asian traditions, gardens emphasize harmony, balance, and symbolism. Bonsai, koi ponds, bamboo groves, and stone arrangements embody centuries of philosophy. Mediterranean gardens, on the other hand, celebrate light, fragrance, and practicality, featuring citrus trees, herbs, and terracotta. Modern Western gardens may prioritize minimalism, clean geometry, and innovation. Each tradition offers inspiration that can be adapted to contemporary miniature gardens, blending heritage with modern needs. The integration of gardens with architecture is most successful when design continuity is respected. Materials, shapes, and colors used inside the home can be extended into the garden. Wooden floors may continue into a wooden deck, glass walls may open onto reflective ponds, and stone textures may reappear as paving or sculpture bases. This continuity blurs boundaries, making the home feel larger, unified, and immersive. Gardens are not static objects, but living systems that evolve with time. This requires designers and homeowners to think long-term. Plants grow, seasons change, and trends shift. A good miniature garden is designed with flexibility in mind. Fast-growing plants may need trimming or replacement. Spaces may be reconfigured as needs change. The process of adaptation keeps the garden alive, relevant, and engaging year after year. Maintenance, therefore, is an inseparable part of design. Choosing low-maintenance plants, planning efficient irrigation, and ensuring accessibility for care all contribute to sustainability. But beyond practicality, maintenance becomes a ritual, a relationship between human and nature. Watering, pruning, and tending to plants are not chores. They are acts of mindfulness that bring people closer to their living spaces. The social dimension of gardens is equally significant. They are spaces of connection, not only between people and nature, but also among family and friends. A small patio with greenery can host conversations, meals, and celebrations. Gardens foster community, inviting neighbors and guests into an atmosphere of openness and hospitality. In educational terms, gardens are powerful tools for children. A miniature garden can teach responsibility, patience, and curiosity about the natural world. Watching a seed sprout, bloom, and bear fruit becomes a formative experience that instills respect for life. Families who cultivate gardens together create lasting memories and stronger bonds. Finally, the aesthetic experience cannot be overstated. A well-designed garden is a piece of living art. It changes with every season, every hour of the day, every shift in weather. In spring, it bursts with renewal. In summer, it thrives with abundance. In autumn, it glows with warmth. In winter, it rests with dignity. No painting or sculpture can match the dynamic beauty of a garden that is constantly alive, constantly transforming. Creative gardening is thus a dialogue between vision and reality, between nature and design, between permanence and change. It allows us to shape the world around us in ways that are practical, meaningful, and profoundly beautiful. It connects the architectural frame of the home with the natural rhythms of the earth, weaving together style, sustainability, and soul. The future of gardening and home design lies in the seamless integration of technology, sustainability, and human well-being. As cities become denser and lifestyles accelerate, people increasingly look for sanctuaries within their own homes. The miniature garden will not only continue to thrive, but will also evolve into a central feature of modern architecture, embodying both tradition and innovation. One of the defining characteristics of future garden design is personalization. No two gardens will be alike because each will reflect the unique identity of its creator. Digital tools now allow homeowners to design gardens virtually before implementing them. With augmented reality applications, one can place virtual plants, pathways, and furniture into a digital model of their balcony or yard, experimenting with styles and layouts without any risk. Artificial intelligence can even suggest plant combinations based on climate, space, and aesthetic preferences, making design accessible to anyone, regardless of experience. Sustainability will continue to drive choices in both materials and practices. Recycled wood, reclaimed stone, and eco-friendly composites will replace traditional construction materials. Rainwater harvesting systems will supply irrigation, while solar-powered lighting will reduce energy consumption. Native plants, chosen for their ability to thrive in local conditions, will dominate future gardens, reducing water use and minimizing maintenance. This approach not only lowers environmental impact, but also fosters resilience against climate change. Urban agriculture will play a larger role as well. Rooftop farms, vertical vegetable walls, and hydroponic balconies will bring food production directly into residential spaces. Imagine high-rise buildings where every balcony is a green patch contributing to both aesthetics and sustenance. The miniature garden of the future may double as a pantry, offering fresh produce grown within steps of the kitchen. This shift aligns with global concerns about food security and sustainable living, empowering individuals to participate directly in their nourishment. The sensory experience of gardens will also expand. Designers are increasingly aware that a garden is not just seen, but felt, heard, and even tasted. Future gardens will incorporate multisensory elements: aromatic plants that release fragrance at different times of the day, textured pathways that stimulate touch, water features tuned to produce calming acoustic rhythms, and edible plants that connect sight with flavor. This immersive quality will turn gardens into spaces of holistic wellness, promoting not only beauty but also mental and physical health. Psychological well-being will remain a central theme. With stress, anxiety, and digital fatigue becoming widespread, gardens provide balance. They are spaces of meditation, reflection, and recovery. The future will likely see an increase in wellness-oriented designs: meditation gardens, yoga decks surrounded by greenery, and healing landscapes inspired by therapeutic traditions. Plants like lavender, chamomile, and jasmine will be chosen not only for their appearance, but for their calming properties. The garden will thus evolve into a natural therapy room, complementing modern healthcare and lifestyle needs. Social interaction will also shape future gardens. Outdoor living spaces will merge seamlessly with interiors, encouraging gatherings, conversations, and celebrations in green settings. Furniture will be designed to withstand the elements while offering the comfort of indoor living. Modular systems will allow quick adaptation. A quiet reading nook in the morning can transform into a lively dining space by evening. Gardens will become not just personal retreats, but also social hubs, enriching both private and communal life. Cultural fusion will bring even greater diversity to garden aesthetics. As global communication intensifies, design traditions from different regions will influence one another. A garden in Europe may feature Asian-inspired Zen elements. A home in Asia may integrate Mediterranean herbs and layouts. This blending will create unique hybrid styles that reflect the interconnectedness of our world while honoring local roots. The result will be gardens that are both cosmopolitan and deeply personal. Technology will push the boundaries even further. Smart gardening systems will not only automate tasks, but also provide insights. Sensors will recommend fertilization schedules, detect diseases early, and optimize light exposure. Artificial intelligence may curate a year-long plan, ensuring that the garden always has something blooming, something growing, something to harvest. Robotic assistants may even help with pruning or weeding, making gardening effortless for those with limited time. But even as technology advances, the essence of gardening will remain timeless. It is the act of nurturing, of shaping life with patience and care, that gives gardens their enduring appeal. Future innovations will not replace this essence. They will amplify it, allowing more people to experience the joy of cultivating beauty in life. A significant part of the future of gardening will also involve its role in urban planning. Entire neighborhoods may be designed with interconnected green spaces, where private gardens contribute to collective ecosystems. Green rooftops, vertical forests, and community gardens will create breathable cities, counteracting pollution and heat. These networks of greenery will not only beautify but also restore ecological balance, attracting birds, bees, and butterflies back into urban environments. Education will evolve through gardens as well. Schools and universities will adopt miniature gardens as living classrooms, teaching biology, sustainability, and design through hands-on experience. Children growing up with access to gardens will carry lifelong respect for nature, influencing the way future societies treat the planet. The miniature garden will thus be more than decoration. It will be a tool of transformation, shaping values and habits across generations. Aesthetic trends will continue to diversify. Some homeowners will lean into futuristic designs with sleek lines, LED-lit planters, and monochrome palettes, creating gardens that look like living sculptures. Others will embrace rustic simplicity, crafting wild, natural corners that evoke forests and meadows. Still others will choose eclecticism, blending multiple influences into spaces that surprise and delight. In every case, the garden will remain a canvas for creativity, a space where personal vision meets natural beauty. As we look ahead, it becomes clear that gardens are not simply features of homes. They are foundations of lifestyle, culture, and identity. They will play a critical role in addressing the challenges of urbanization, climate change, and human well-being. They will bring people closer to the earth while keeping pace with technological progress. They will be places where tradition meets innovation, where functionality meets beauty, and where individuals find peace amidst complexity. Ultimately, the most optimal miniature garden is not just about arranging plants in limited space. It is about designing harmony between human and nature, between past and future, between self and community. It is a space where beauty serves purpose, where sustainability serves comfort, and where architecture serves the soul. By embracing creativity, vision, and care, we can shape gardens that are not only green corners of our homes, but also timeless reflections of our humanity.